E3 2017 is just a month away. We've talked Sony, we've talked Microsoft. Now it's time to talk about the granddaddy of them all, Nintendo.
Did you see the latest Nintendo newsletter?
Whoa, nice graphics. I'd like to get my hands on that game.
Now, Nintendo is a bit of an oddball when it comes to E3 lately, because they don't do traditional press conferences. Instead, this year is going to be like last year, where they have a digital event that focuses on all the little announcements and trailers, and after that, they're just going to do a live stream throughout the days that'll focus on what's happening on the show floor. Now, Nintendo has already said the big focus this year is going to be on Super Mario Odyssey, but they're also going to talk about other games planned for 2017, which should include a couple 3DS titles. We're still waiting on Hey Pikmin and Ever Oasis, but most of it should be focused on the Switch. Now, there are still a number of games planned for 2017 on the Switch we don't have a lot of info on yet. ARMS is coming out near the very end of E3, so we probably won't see a lot on that, plus it's already getting its own dedicated Nintendo Direct. We might see a little bit of Splatoon 2, but that's already had its own Nintendo Direct and is only a month after E3. What we're probably going to see, hopefully, is stuff on Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the much anticipated sequel to the Wii RPG, and Fire Emblem Warriors, Nintendo's mashup of their Fire Emblem franchise and Dynasty Warriors. Nintendo has announced a lot more games for the Switch back at the initial Switch press conference, including stuff like SMT5 and Octopath Traveler, which I really want a lot more info on. But Nintendo has said that this E3 they'll be focusing more on games coming out in 2017, so the chances on any more info for those games is pretty slim. Now that's all well and good, but what about new games we could expect to maybe see at this year's E3? Well, thanks to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Edition, a big question a lot of people have is what other major Wii U titles could get ported over to the Switch. And of course, the biggest of these is Super Smash Bros., where maybe we'll see some new characters added. Maybe it'll include all the DLC characters right away. Maybe we'll get new DLC characters. It's definitely the #1 favorite for a lot of people, and hopefully is the one that is true. But that's not the only game. There's also people asking for stuff like Bayonetta 2, Mario Maker, which would actually give us a good portable version of the game where you could share stuff online and not just with friends like on the 3DS version, which kinda defeated the purpose. And personally, I wouldn't mind even seeing a port of Pokken that actually included all of the characters that the arcade version has, and not just the few that the Wii U version got. Now, as for completely new games, one of the most interesting rumors to be circulating lately for Nintendo is that there is not one, but two brand new Metroid games in development, hopefully neither of which is a new Federation Force. Now, of these two, one is supposedly being developed by Retro Studios, the same guys that did the original Metroid Prime, so if this is all accurate, it's safe to say that one of those games will be an FPS style like Metroid Prime, and the other might be a more traditional side-scrolling Metroid game. Now, one other game that people are really hoping to see at this year's E3, but the evidence for is kinda iffy right now unless you're really into conspiracy theory level stuff, is a new Pokemon game for the Switch in the style of Pokemon Sun and Moon called Pokemon Stars, which would be really cool, just not really sure we're gonna see that just yet. Now, aside from games, there is one other rumor people have been talking about that we might actually see a reveal of the new SNES Classic Edition at this year's E3, which honestly, I kind of doubt. I mean, the original NES Classic Edition didn't get shown off at E3. I think Nintendo kind of treats it as a side novelty and not part of their core business, but after all, after how well the NES Classic did, maybe they've changed their minds. We'll find out in just another month.